physical health. I'm going to try not to cry. So, last year in January, I was in Jamaica on vacation, 46 years old, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning with some chest pain, and I was a little concerned. And I'm just nerdy enough to know that some of the signs of heart attacks for women are different than men. So when I got sick a little while later, I was like, this is not a good combination. So I took my very first ambulance ride, and I think we have a picture of it, in a third world country to a very vintage hospital in what looks more like a Ghostbusters wagon than an ambulance to me. So that was the way this journey started. But really it started after that, or way before that. But they confirmed that I had a heart attack, They wanted to admit me into the hospital. I was like, am I having a heart attack right now? They were like, no, not right now. I was like, I'm going home tomorrow then, because I'm already scheduled to fly back to the States, and I don't really want to get stuck in a third world country and have you guys messing with my heart. So I came home, which they advised strongly against travel. They said altitude could be an issue. I was like, God, I think I need to go home. God said, I think you should go home. To me and my husband both. He agreed. He's like, yeah, I think we should go home. So we did that, and I went straight to the hospital when I got back the next morning. And thanks to an 80 to 90% blockage in my lad artery, which is also called the widowmaker, I have a stent. Woohoo! And when I left the hospital, I really started this journey a couple years before my health journey. So in 2018, I was diagnosed with metabolic syndrome, fatty liver disease. Metabolic syndrome is a number of things within that. And I started down a lifestyle change at that time to lose weight, to try to get healthy. The fatty liver really scared me. They said if you don't address this now, it can turn to cirrhosis, and that is not reversible. So I was like, okay, I gotta do something. But I'm a slow processor, so it took me a year to really start trying to work on that. So in 2019, I started trying to fix it. So I didn't feel like the mainstream taking pills was my way to do this. So I started doing some alternative lifestyle changes and diet and that kind of thing. But then I still had a heart attack in 2022, so I was starting to question what I should and shouldn't be doing. And I had varying opinions. One doctor said this could happen again at any time. Another doctor said, don't worry, you're fine, as long as you do things right now. So it was a very confusing time. And Mom Cathcart, Pastor Jazz, Queen Morgan, Darian, my husband, had prayed over me one Sunday after I got back to church. And Mom Cathcart said to me, she said, God gave me a word. He said, you're going to be healed. You're going to be okay. I would like to say that I left there that day living in that victory. I did not. I was in my head. My faith was shaky. I was extremely, I'd like to believe that, but the doctors are saying this, and I had almost a 90% blockage, and what if? I'm young, what if? So it was a lot of prayer after that of, God, am I doing the right thing? Did I do damage to myself for this lifestyle way that I went down? How do you want me to proceed? What do you want me to do? And he kept saying, keep doing what you're doing. So many days I had doubts, many days. I was like, oh no, is this the right way? Do I need to go back to taking pills and doing all those things? So I left the hospital with 3 prescriptions, and I did take them for a while, but praise God, I'm no longer on any more prescriptions. So metabolic syndrome, I did want to take a minute just to say what this is, because it's really important. Metabolic syndrome is a set of risk factors, and if you have any 3 of these 5, then you have it. And most people don't even know that they have it. So if you have high blood pressure, high fasting blood sugar, high triglycerides, low HDL, which is your good cholesterol, and if your waist circumference, which none of us want to talk about, but if it's over a particular measurement, if you have any 3 of those things, you have this. And it is literally the one indicator that will tell you you are headed for stroke, heart disease, or type 2 diabetes, some forms of cancer, and many other things that this syndrome will lead you to. So in 2018, when they told me this, I didn't take it as serious as I should have. So I want to encourage you guys to, if you don't know that you have any of these, just ask your doctor for these. They're really simple tests. Pastor Daz, I did not know him when I was diagnosed with this, but his Fab 5 is the start of taking care of this issue, and or keeping yourself from getting it. It is the basics to stay healthy. So I really love that he preaches that and tells us that, encourages us to eat clean. That's probably the biggest, most important one. But I do want to say this too, women are way more prone to this syndrome than men. And if you are African American or Mexican, you're actually more prone to it. And African American women are 60% more likely to develop this than African American men. So it is serious. You need to stand up for your health. So back to faith and obedience. I'm also going to try to follow one. So my history, those pictures of me, the before pictures, that does not represent 1 year's worth of weight loss or health journey. That's my whole life before acting on this. I was, what you see in that picture is an unhealthy person on the outside, but it's really reflecting unhealth on the inside. In a lot of ways, physically, but I was emotionally not okay. I was not doing what God made me to do or called me to do. Stress was very high in my life, and all those play a factor in your physical health. So I'm happy to say that 14 months later, I no longer have metabolic syndrome. I am not on any prescription medications. I have some improvements still to make. I still need to lose some more weight. There's things, we're all still a work in progress. But my cardiologist said on my last visit, he said, if your markers stay the way they are, the chances of you having another heart attack are very unlikely, or even having the progression in your arteries is unlikely. Things stay the way they are. And I was thinking about what Mama Cathcart told me, and sometimes healing comes instantaneously and miraculously. Sometimes it comes out of obedience. And to me, this is not a promise from God that I'll be okay unless I walk his path. And if I go back to what I was doing before, I'll look like that. I won't have the healing that God's given me. You can't go back. Once you know, you can't go back. So, I'm going to thank Mama Cathcart and Pastor Daz and Queen Morgan, everybody who has prayed for me and supported me this year. It's been a tough year. I've had hard days. I've had great days, but I'm doing really, really well right now. And the last photo is of my tattoo that I got a couple weeks ago. And I actually got this tattoo as a henna tattoo the day before I had the heart attack in Jamaica. And I didn't think about the significance of the symbols. I just liked it, just doing something for fun. And then I decided I'm going to get that when I can. I had to wait a year to get it. Because God brought me through this through faith so that I can share hope and love with other people and encouragement through my story. So.